Hi, my name is George. I'm a good friend of Kyle's, and he asked me to share a few points with you today. First, here's a little introduction to who I am. I was born in California, in LA, near Orange County. Been living here in Arizona since I was about 12. I go to MCC, and here to share a few points. Well, first, my parents came here around the age of 18. My dad and mom both to work. They met each other around the age of 19. And they conceived me, obviously. And they split up since, but they stayed good friends. My view on immigration is that I can see both sides of the story. I can understand why people want a closed border. There's some safety involved. Obviously, people want to be secure in their houses, no matter where it may be. But people must understand, too, that immigration is a necessary part of growth. Without immigration, this great country wouldn't have been started. And there's no sign that reads, no vacancy now. My view on the border is I understand the people that want a secure and safe place to live, even if it's sharing its boundaries with another state and country. Drug cartels have harshened the image that people hold of Mexican people in general, and it's understandable to a point. But at the same time, I don't think we can demonize a whole entire race for a few bad apples in a bad situation, and people don't think through the consequences of what they're doing. But on the other hand, immigration has some very, very good qualities. It adds culture, and it adds richness to this melting pot, which honestly can only do it good. We have an aging civilization, an aging population, which will require a new workforce, whether skilled or manual, which Mexico is more than happy to supply. I understand the frustration of which SB 1070 was born, but even though it may hold a few good points, it still, in my opinion, holds a very large portion of underlying, well, pretty much racism. They turn the whole population bad when really the very vast majority wants nothing more than to raise their children in a good country and work hard for a good future, while we simply punish them for trying to live their life. Does that sound like a criminal, a worker, and a good parent? Growing up, I faced my amount of hardships, nothing I couldn't handle, but I would have much rather had an easier time. Housing. Thanks to my mother not being legal here in the country, she was always searching for new jobs. She would always have to move us around, and of course from a young age I had to adjust. I learned to accept that I would have no close friends. I learned not to get attached to any one area. I learned that police were bad because in my mom's eyes, the police meant deportation. And I shared her views at that young age, and they still stick to me a little bit to this age. My siblings. I love my siblings, and so does my mother, but in the long run, she had to do what was best for them. And the better life for them was with my grandparents, because she could not fully support them here. A common joke in my household that shows the underlying, well, prejudice in our society is a joke my mom used to say that she would get sent for a permanent vacation if she was ever caught by immigration. Of course, this means she would be caught, sent to Mexico, and not allowed back. With time I learned to laugh at this, but looking at it seriously, it's a very deep problem that I think we should be able to fix. Because of my mother having to move all the time, I was never able to have a very stable education. I went to about 4 different high schools, and at one point, my mother had to move back to California. She got a better job, and there was less of a risk of her getting caught for working without proper documentation. So I decided to live with Kyle. Their parents were gracious enough to let me in, but I was still going through some troubles. I refused to really look ahead to my future, or really I refused to plan. And since then, I went through some more troubles the first semester of senior year, But for the second semester, my last semester, I decided to straighten out, go to night school, and grind it out. My dream would pretty much be to finish college, uh, get a good job, preferably FBI,